Hello and welcome, Midlifers, to the very last of our summer series for 2024/25. Season 2, Episode 1 of our podcast is coming out next week, Tuesday, the 28th of Jan. Woohoo! Thank you for being patient with us and allowing us to have a break and energize. And Fonz and I are ready to go, ready to bring you new content. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, enjoy our last highlight from last year, Cruel Intentions versus Romeo and Juliet. Who will win? Let's see.
Who did it better battle? Ding, ding. Here's the thing.
Here it is.
Who did it better? Was it Romeo and Juliet, a film from 1996, or Cruel Intentions from 1999?
Oh, this is a tricky one.
Oh, it was a good one, no?
Yes. I feel like these were films in our, I wouldn't say heyday, but because the actors or the characters were our age.
It was in our hormonally driven days.
Very horny.
It stirred up those emotions. We got tingles, man. Tingles in different parts of the body that we didn't know we had.
True. Especially with Cruel Intentions. That was such a horny movie.
Oh, that was a seductive, manipulative movie.
There's a little rich bitches doing things.
Yes.
Yeah, but the thing I liked about that, bit of comedy in there. A bit of the dark humour.
Oh, yes. I did like Selma Blair as Cecile. Cecile, what are you doing? Christine Baranski was Cecile's mum. She's a great actress.
She's fantastic. She's just always in the supporting characters. She's
fantastic.
Yeah.
But Cruel Intentions, step siblings driven by power and money. They had a bet with Sebastian.
Oh, I loved that name.
Sebastian.
So he was my second husband. So Leonardo DiCaprio,
Oh, really?
DiCaprio was my first. Ryan Felipe is my second husband.
Oh,
Continue.
wow.
Yes.
Gosh, Ryan Felipe as Sebastian versus Leonardo DiCaprio as Romeo.
Oh, my goodness.
Romeo Montague? Or was it Romeo Capulet? Romeo
Capulet. Romeo Montague.
Montague. Yep. Romeo Montague. Who did better, Leo or Ryan?
Ooh,
I would love Leo.
Yes. Listen, I feel like...
Dost thou love Leo?
I love Leo. I told you, he's my first husband. Number one. Sorry to my real husband.
Who's that?
But come on, playing Shakespeare and Romeo is a bit more in depth than, although the Cruel Intentions was based on the book Les Liaisons Dangereuses.
It was a French book.
Yes, and it actually was made in a movie in the 80s or 90s with John Malkovich, and Uma Thurman played the Cecile character. Yes, and I think Michelle Pfeiffer perhaps.
Really? I did not know this.
But it didn't have the same. No,
not the same
sexier.
vibe.
No.
I mean, it had Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yes.
She was at the peak from Buffy.
And I loved, this was my notes of yes for Cruel Intentions. I loved that she did that different role because, again, it was very sexy, manipulative.
Yes.
Very different to her other character. And I love the bravery of her taking on this role and going for it.
Yes.
It
was great. And then she went to play Daphne in Scooby-Doo.
She met Pretty Prince Jr. there. But then you had Claire Danes, and this is her breakthrough role. And can I just tell you, I was so jealous of her.
Really?
Again, Leonardo DiCaprio. But again, because I wanted to do acting, and I thought seeing her kissing Leo, my husband, but also she was great in this. And I remember at the age thinking, I can't do this. She was fantastic in this role.
Well, you had to train for it, Mez.
Yes,
if you were a child star with a mother like
Okay.
Kris Jenner, you would have been great at it. But Claire Danes was 17 years old in that movie, and Leo DiCaprio was 21.
They're still babies.
Yeah, still babies. But they originally had someone else wanting to play the role of Juliet, Natalie Portman. But they rejected her because she was only 13, and the age difference between Leo and her would have been too big.
Yeah.
So then they brought on Claire Danes because they loved her maturity.
Yeah, she was fantastic in this.
She was. Oh, God, it was... The Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, yes.
That was so cool.
The thing I loved about Romeo and Juliet is the imagery, because you had the Hawaiian shirts. They had a lot of angels and the statues, the religious statues, but it was just like this. It had this aesthetic, this look. Yes. It was just so different.
I have to say, Baz Luhrmann.
Oh my God,
he is a master.
No one would have ever pictured Romeo and Juliet like this, and the imagery of it is a cinematic masterpiece.
It was. It really was. And the soundtrack.
But both, I had soundtrack. Both soundtracks are killer. Because
Yes.
on Cruel Intentions, you got Muse, Every
Placebo?
Me, Placebo. No.
It was Placebo.
I was Placebo Me, Every You, Skunk and Nancy, Bittersweet Symphony.
Yes.
Praise You.
Oh.
But on Romeo and Juliet, you've got Young Hearts, Run Free, and Everybody's Free. And the one with that when they first meet. Yeah. Oh.
Kissing you, boy.
Yes. When they first meet in the fish tank scene and the
Yes.
music's in the background. Oh, both soundtracks are fantastic.
Oh, they are fantastic.
Yes.
But also what I loved, again, back to Baz Luhrmann and his little sneaky Easter eggs in the movie. Did you know all the guns in the movies were named after swords? So one of them had a gun named Dagger. One of them had a 9mm sword.
Yeah.
Another one was a rapier. And a rapier is
Yes.
the fencing sword.
Yeah.
And there was a long sword.
Okay.
So all of them had the names on the guns.
Ah, very good.
Which I thought was so clever because in
Yes.
Romeo and Juliet by Shakespeare, they had swords.
Yes. And I loved all the action scenes and that, like, again, photography. When you first meet Tybalt, which is the John Leguizamo.
Oh,
And he's
I
at the
used to love
station,
him.
right? The petrol station.
Yeah.
And he gets the cigarette out and lights it with the match. The match falls and he butts it out with his,
Yeah.
like, it's just all in slow-mo. Everything is just dramatic and sexy and hot. And it's like, oh my
Yes.
God.
It had riz,
It
Biz.
did have
so much
riz.
riz.
And just different.
And again, like I'm sorry, I keep going to Baz Luhrmann, but I think he's a real master in
Yes.
the film industry. Every billboard and
yeah.
piece of paper had something linked to
Yeah.
Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, so really taking, and the fact that they actually used the Romeo and Juliet, they used the language.
Yes.
Yes, but
It didn't change.
yes, but you can still understand it because it's all in the modern
A
setting.
plague on your houses.
Oh my God.
Oh.
And yeah, so I think from then on, anyone who would study Romeo and Juliet in year 10 English would be watching that movie because
Did we watch it?
I think we
Or
did.
was it- Yeah,
I think we did.
too.
Yeah.
We watched the original one. It had green sleeves.
Ah, God. Yes, I remember watching the old ones. Like, oh,
But then this one, God, how lucky.
so
How
good.
lucky. Did you know, I'm sorry, I've got some trivia.
Yeah.
The key hairstylist in Romeo and Juliet, Aldo Signoretti, was kidnapped by a gang member and Baz Luhrmann paid a $300 American ransom. And he broke his leg when they threw him out the car.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But during the filming,
Yeah.
the hell?
Yeah, Baz Luhrmann grabbed it, goes $300. I'll get him
Yeah.
out for that. Yeah.
Interesting.
There you go.
I did not know that. Thank you for enlightening me.
There you go.
What
We
did you
skipping
do?
forward to 1999, some Cruel Intentions.
Yeah, let's go.
Cecile, how could you? What about the kiss between Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Oh, that
and-
was so big.
and
I think
what's
they
her
won
name?
an-
Summer Blair.
Yeah, I think they won an award at the.
Yeah, because had that big string of saliva.
Saliva. Yep.
Ugh.
That was iconic.
Oh my God, Reese Witherspoon as Annette.
That's why I think because her and Ryan were together, and she was pregnant, like with
Was
her
she
first.
pregnant?
Yeah. She's great. I love Reese Witherspoon.
She's a great actress.
Yeah.
She has a bit of a dark side to her, I reckon.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Okay. Yeah. You wouldn't want to mess with her.
No.
messing with Reese. But yes, sexy, horny, bitchy is what I've got.
Sexy, horny, bitchy.
Yeah, it was good.
Everything that we're not.
Except for the bitchy part. Yes.
More demure, dowdy, frigid,
Bitchy.
judgy.
Dowdy. Is that our tagline? Dowdy, frigid.
frigid, judgy.
That's the midlifers.
But it was such a twisty movie.
It was a twisty movie. And it's fun to watch. And I've got to say, with both, I could watch them on repeat. And I have watched them. And I feel like I would like to watch them again after
Oh,
having.
I want to watch Romeo and Juliet
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
Like with Cruel Intentions, like I can't watch it with the kids around.
Of course, yeah.
But
feel-
Romeo and Juliet could. I don't know. Maybe not
What
the
do you
ending.
think of? I suppose if you think of Romeo and Juliet, it's written by the greatest playwright of all time.
Yes.
So Cruel Intentions doesn't, to me, have the same depth and what have you because it's not a Shakespeare play, but it's fun to watch.
I don't know, Mez, because again, watching the green slate, the old Romeo and Juliet movie, and this and that, it was boring. Whereas the cinematography is
made
what
it.
made it.
Yeah.
And having a hot actor an actress, it lifted it.
Do you remember Paul Rudd was in this?
Paul Rudd?
Yes, he played the astronaut. I can't remember the name. That he's supposed to be hooked up with Claire Danes, but she didn't want him. Yeah.
Was that Paul Rudd?
Yes.
The man that's never ages.
Never ages. He's always just around.
Wow.
He's just around. He's hot.
Far out.
Yeah.
I remember, was it Mercutio? Was
Yes.
I say Mauricio? Mercutio. And what I liked about Mercutio was they made him a drag queen in the movie because he had two sides to him.
Yeah. And I loved
clever.
the when they go to the beach and it had like the theater, the outside of the theater, like the Globe
Was it
Theater.
Venice Beach?
Yes, but like it was like a
Yes.
rundown
Yes.
shell of the theater, like to hark back to Shakespeare.
God Almighty! I
All right,
remember back from Cruel Intentions though. Remember she who'd she hide? She hid
Under
cello
the bed.
man.
Yeah, under the bed. It's got this little feather. As I said, there's a bit of comedy that I liked.
does.
But then obviously Romeo and Juliet, so like Cruel Intentions, sexy, horny, bitchy, with a bit of comedy, and Romeo and Juliet romance,
Oh,
and just beautiful cinematography.
Riz and all that Riz. Who better?
Who did it better? You go first.
Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, I agree. Cruel Intentions, a very, very close second.
Excellent,
Very,
yes.
very close. But Romeo and Juliet is just a cinematic masterpiece. And Fonz, I feel like we've got to do a Baz Luhrmann showdown or something.
Yes, I love
Please.
Baz.
Yeah, me too. But not Great Gatsby. That's a bad one.
I haven't watched Great Gatsby.
Don't watch it. But anyway, Romeo and
with the
Juliet.
book.
Can I finish with this? And I've watched this movie so many times. I said I was studying my future husband.
Okay.
How Romeo and Juliet finished. And the police captain saying, "All are punished. All are punished." And then it goes to the news reporter and it's slowly zooming out of a TV and he goes, "Never was there a tale of more woe than that of Juliet and her Romeo."
Brilliant.
So that's it for our old stuff. So let's bring on some new stuff. Tune in next week for a brand new episode, season 2 of The Midlifers coming your way. Thanks for listening. I hope you've had a laugh with us and we'll see you next week.